Hello, hello. Welcome to the Blissful Biz podcast. Welcome to the first episode in 2024. I hope you had an amazing break, no matter if you celebrated Christmas, the holidays or not. I feel it's like a universal energy. Always the new year, even if you don't believe in New Year resolutions. And I think we've all been there, right? It's really hard to keep them up. I still love that energy of a fresh start and having that time. So I'm taking that time actually before the year ends to plan, to reflect, to look back, to dream big. I'm all for that. So I really love that time of the year. And I hope you do too. So I have big plans for this year. Excited to share some with you. The first thing that's happening, so I had a little project going on between Christmas and New Year. I wanted to take a holiday. I wanted to take a break, but then I was like, oh my God, I know I want to work on that now. So I set up a little shop with digital templates, workshops, workbooks, mini courses that you can dive into. Little things to really help you take action, to start implementing, get results quickly on other things to help you build a thriving online business. So we have a workbook, how to plan your year in there. We have workshops on mastering Google SEO, on the art of copywriting, the art of writing that sells, a mini course, how to organize your business using Asana as a project management tool, managing your finances, organizing your files and structures, so many more things. Check it out. Go to susannereike.com/shop. There are very special prices right now. They're not going to stay so low. And if you're not yet on my email list, sign up and get a 15% discount code that you can use in the shop. So that was fun. And I really enjoy creating those little things. So there's no fluff. It's really, okay, you want to learn this? Okay, here's the solution. Try it out. Take action. And so there are more things coming, obviously, in the next month. So my goal is to have a new offer, at least one new offer every single month. And you also have the option, if you want access to everything, join my membership, the Blissful Biz Hive, and you get access to everything that's in the shop. And we have a monthly Zoom call and a lot of other trainings that are available for you to dive into right away. So if you want to learn more about that, you can also learn that in the shop, or you go to susannereike.com/hive. So that's been happening. So I'd love to hear from you if you like it. When you purchase something, let me know how it goes. It's a little bit of a beta version right now. I set it up pretty quickly. I'm all about taking messy action right now. Don't try to make everything perfect, because otherwise it would have taken me probably another 3 months to put it out there. So if there's anything not working, or you think, that I would, or something that you're missing maybe that you would like to see in the shop, just let me know. I'd love to hear from you. So the holidays. It's January. There was a lot of planning and dreaming about my business, but of course, it's also a time to look back and to reflect for most of us. And I think also, especially the holidays and maybe also January, can bring up some reflections on where we are in our life, where we want to go, right? And I wanted to talk about this for a really long time already. I promised my students that I would talk about this. I told them, you have to be vulnerable. You have to share your story. And you know what? I was holding back. So in this episode, I want to share a little bit more about my story and my unconventional journey to happiness in my 50s, with no marriage, no kids, and no regrets. And it feels weird. It feels weird talking about that because, of course, I'm also a product of the society we live in. And while I'm really, really, really happy with my life, I'm not completely free with that. So we are all influenced by societal norms, and they very often dictate the path to happiness. You have to marry, you have to get children, you have to find a job, you have to work from 9 to 5, you have to, buy a house, you have to do all those things. There are all those milestones in our lives that are dictated by society. And I'm not doing any of those things. I haven't done any of those things. And I stand proudly here in my 50s with 53 years, unmarried, childless. And yeah, I can generally say I'm really, really happy with my life. So while many might find it unconventional, my journey has been a fulfilling one. I had so many unique experiences. There was self-discovery, travels, moving to different countries, personal growth, having time to focus on that. So let's talk about that. I hope my story is going to inspire you. Maybe you're in a similar situation. If yes, I would love to hear from you. And I just want to share my story and to celebrate the happiness that can be found outside the traditional framework of marriage and parenthood. Society often places really immense pressure on us all to follow this particular life script. Graduate, find a partner, get married, have children, live happily ever after. But what if that script doesn't resonate with you? What if your happiness lies in a different story, a different narrative altogether? This was me. I always knew, even as a small child, that I wasn't made for this kind of conventional life. I never dreamed about the house with the white picket fence, the big wedding party. I never planned a wedding. I know a lot of other girls do that. I never did that. And the happy ever after with 2 children. At the same time, I know there's nothing wrong with that. So it's not that I'm judging people who want that. Maybe even a little bit jealous, because I believe when you really have that focus, you go for that, it's probably happening for you. I never really wanted that, and I like children, but I feel probably the urge to have children was never big enough. Maybe it was growing up with a single mother. My parents divorced when I was 5 years old, and while I have a good relationship with my dad, he wasn't around a lot. They pretty much always lived in different cities. I think I saw my mother's life as a single mom as a hard life. And I never wanted to be a single mom. So that was kind of right what I knew. And then there just never was the right relationship, the right time, the strong enough urge to have children. And yeah, while I really like children, I never had the very strong decision against children. I know some women have that. That was never me. I was never saying I never want to have children, but I also never was saying I really want to have a child. So yeah, I don't know. It feels like more like it never really was the right time. And it's been better this way, because I feel when you have children, it's better if you really want it, because that's a very long time commitment. So I think it would be better if you would be really behind that. But I always wanted to be independent. More than anything, I wanted to be free and independent, not depending on anyone. And I've always, even from a small age, I dreamt about seeing the world, building a career. Like I remember when I was a child, I saw myself as a career woman. My career dreams was being the editor-in-chief of Bussy Bear, which is a magazine for children, like a small children magazine. I don't think it exists anymore, but I loved reading it. I loved being magazines. I always wanted to be in the media. I wanted to be like important, running around in a suit. Not my dream anymore, but yeah, I wanted to be independent. And I don't think it's only my upbringing. I think it was in me because my sister, with the same upbringing, obviously, so we grew up together. She's 1.5 years younger. She always has been in long-term relationships and has 2 sons who I adore, like I adore my nephews. So yeah, we are different. I think it's been in me. Sometimes I feel like in one of my former lives, maybe I was one of those witches living at the outskirts of society, living her own life. I feel that was me. So, and then being unmarried and childless, that has given me so much freedom and time and opportunity to focus on things like traveling, self-discovery, personal growth. And I'm so grateful I've been able to explore my passions and travel extensively, invest in my career without the responsibilities that often come with family life. This has allowed me to become the best version of myself and continuously evolve as an individual. Not saying that I'm anywhere near perfect. Far from it. Maybe I had more work to do than other people. I don't know. One thing that I get asked a lot from friends who are in relationships, aren't you lonely? Isn't it difficult doing everything by yourself? I think that's one misconception that people have, that people who are not married or don't have children, that they live lonely lives. And I feel you can be very lonely in a relationship. I've been there. You can be very lonely surrounded by people. And you can be lonely alone. Yes. I don't think it's always easy being in a marriage. So I think there's like pros and cons for both lifestyles. It balances things out. But I have a really robust network of close friends, of family, and I'm investing time and energy in building a community here in my new home in Mallorca in Spain. I probably invest more time and energy than I would if I would be in a relationship. You know, you have your partner. It's easier to be a little bit lazy maybe and not really look so much to make friends. That's important to me. And you have to stay focused on doing that, on spending time with friends, on taking care of your friends and those relationships. It's not always easy. Obviously, sometimes I think, it must be so comfortable if there would always be someone to do things together, you know, without you having to put in that time and energy to make up appointments, to make up coffee dates, to have plans for the weekend. There's always somebody there. Yeah, I think that sounds lovely too. But I think it comes with the downside of you really relying maybe on that other person a little bit too much. And I like to be alone. I really enjoy being by myself. And I have to be mindful of that. Then sometimes, you know, I feel like, maybe it gets a little bit too much and then I have to get out again. Having a dog really helps as well. But yeah, I like to be independent. I really do. I like to be alone. Independence has been a cornerstone of my happiness. And I cherish the ability to make my own decisions and pursue my own interests without needing to consult or consider the needs of a partner or children or anybody else. This freedom, means the world to me. Things. I can take up risks. I can take up opportunities. I can live my life on my own terms. For me, that's freedom. I can travel wherever I want to. I can live wherever I want to. I can move to a new country, which I just did last year. I can decide to quit my job, to become independent, to become an entrepreneur, which is risky and which is obviously more challenging when you have the added responsibility of a family to take care of. I get that. I have the highest respect, especially for single mothers who become entrepreneurs and try to do it all. I don't know how you do it. It's amazing. I applaud you. I'm grateful that I have those opportunities in my life and that I have that freedom in my life. So while I may not have a traditional family unit, I have strong bonds with people who share my values and maybe also my interests. And that also brings joy and fulfillment in my life. I like having those friendships or even people I just met on my travels, and you have like one conversation with them that stays with you for a really long time, and even though you never see them again. I cherish those moments. I really do. I don't think I miss anything. I don't think I miss that I never had children, that I never married. I get that it's unconventional. I get that it might be like confusing to other people. I know I'm not alone with that. And I know that we're not really hurt, single people, right? They're not really role models, which I think maybe there should be more. Let's celebrate all kind of lifestyles, all kind of life decisions, models. There's not only this one form of having a family, 1.5 children, the house with a white picket fence, the dream. There's so many different dreams. There's so many different choices. There's so much freedom that we have today in our world, which is amazing. I think the lifestyle that I'm having right now, 100 years ago, what woman had such a life, had this kind of freedom? I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful that it's okay how I live. I'm grateful that I'm okay with it now because, to be honest, when I was in my late 20s, 30s, maybe even my 40s, I was struggling a little bit. I mean, I was working so much, I wasn't really reflecting so much. I started my yoga journey, my self-growth journey in my 40s, and that's when everything happened. When I started working as a freelancer, I became self-employed, then I started my own business, I became an entrepreneur. That all happened in my 40s. A lot of my traveling happened in my 40s. A lot of my self-growth and self-development happened in the last years. I'm much more at peace with myself, with my place in society. I don't really care what anyone else is thinking, which I feel a lot of us women have. We gain that freedom in our 50s that we don't really care about what other people are thinking so much anymore. That's especially true for me, or I think for anybody else who lives an unconventional life. So to just do what feels right for you, to just live the life that feels right for you, do what feels right for you, make the decisions that are right for you. Have that wisdom that comes with age, that intuition that comes with experience, trusting your gut, knowing what you like, what you don't like, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and then just like living that. You know, like happiness can be found in unconventional places, and the most important thing is to live life authentically and on your own terms. I really believe that. And if you are happy with where you are, amazing. If you aren't happy with your life right now, maybe have a good hard look at what you can change so you can love it a little bit more. So, to sum it up, to those who may doubt the possibility of happiness outside the traditional norms, outside of a partnership, I say this. I'm living proof that it's not only possible, but also incredibly rewarding. Just live your life. Just live your life. Just be happy. Okay, so I would love to hear from you. If you live a similar life, if you feel like, oh my God, nobody understands me. Everybody's telling me I should get married. No, you don't have to get married. Everybody's telling me I'm going to regret that I don't have children. You might, but not necessarily, right? I don't regret it. Everybody's just telling you you should stay with your partner even though you're not happy. If you're not happy, you don't have to stay with your partner. You can do it on your own. You're strong. We are all capable. We are strong. We are grown-ups, right? And life is long. It's too long to live a life only to comply with societal norms. Make that your mantra. Live your own life. Live your life on your terms. Yeah, get in touch. I would love to hear from you. You can DM me on Instagram. I'm Susanne Reicher there, one word. Send me an email to hello@susannereicher.com. And so I promise next week we're going to talk more about business again. One more thing I can say about that actually is I'm so grateful for the opportunities that exist today to build an online business that allows you to live a life on your terms so that I don't have to have a boss. My God, I'm so glad that's over. Working like in corporate, working in advertising agencies, I want to be my own boss. I want to make my own decisions. And we have those opportunities today. The money that's out there is bonkers, right? The opportunities, it's bananas. You can build up a coaching business just with your computer. That's all you need. So we're going to talk more about that in the upcoming weeks and months in 2024. And if that's your dream, if you want to build a freedom-based business that allows you to live anywhere, to work from anywhere, to be your own boss, to make your own hours, I'm there to help you with that. So you can check out my offer, the mentorship. If you go to susannereicher.com/mentorship, and we're going to work together for 12 months. I'm going to help you how to build up an online business, growing to 6 figures, and doing basically everything that I'm doing. I'm sharing it all, missing the mistakes, so you're going to get there a whole lot faster. Okay, so I talk to you again next week. Bye for now.